Today we're going to be fixing up the engine, so first we released the oil. Now it was time to release the crankcase cover, but the Kickstarter arm was in the way, so I decided to remove that as well. It was tricky manoeuvring the crankcase cover around the switch spring of the rear brake rod, so for this I used my finger initially and then a screwdriver. We realised we couldn't make much progress here with the exhaust and the pegs in the way. But don't let anyone tell you you can't reach your dreams, because we made it. Here is the cam plate spring and the retainer ball. That was the C90's integrated lever clutch. The clutch lifter plate and ball bearing comes out smoothly. The clutch out cover has 4 delicate screws, so we used an impact driver to remove these. I did not want to buy a new clutch. Wood is slightly softer than the metal, so I used that initially, but it wasn't budging at all, so I resorted to the screwdriver. This is the industrial strength gasket left by the outer cover. The centrifugal force of the clutch allows the build-up of this metallic looking dirt in the outer clutch, and that's worth scraping out. We then gently used a scalpel for the remnant gasket. I'm not sure what the previous people put on this gasket, but it's industrial strength, so I used Loctite 7200 to get it off. The oil filter screen slips out just below the clutch. A quick blast from a brake cleaner will get the dirt straight out. We tested the new gasket for its sizing. It was perfect. We then put our own industrial strength gasket sealant on and secured the outer clutch cover. I didn't, but you may wish to use some countersunk hex screws instead of these Phillips. Just a quick interruption. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who helped make this journey possible. And for those of you that enjoy these videos, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know your thoughts, ideas, or even your own experiences in the comments below. Also, if you know someone who would enjoy this, share it with them. Alright, back to the video. Putting the bike on its side was key for the next step. It enabled us to balance everything in there without it falling out. We slid the cam plate spring on and then the ball retainer. And then finally the clutch lever arm to secure everything in place. Do make sure you put this on at the correct angle. It will point directly to the centre of the clutch. Now it was time to get the gasket ready. I used my thumb and forefinger to rub some gasket sealant in. We also rubbed some metal-free grease on the retainer ball so it would stick where it is. The Kickstarter also deserves some grease so that the crankcase would slip on straight over. The screws are a different size, so it's worth making note before taking them out or having a look at cmsnl.com, it's a Dutch website, to see what order they go back in, and then we tighten them up opposite one another. Now it was time to reinstall the foot pegs. This is a lot easier when the bike's standing. I highly recommend doing the foot pegs before you put the exhaust back on, otherwise you'll be taking the exhaust straight back off again. We also resecured the Kickstarter arm again. For the oil we used semi-synthetic 10W40. If you'd like to support even more so I can keep making these videos through med school, you can find my Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee or PayPal in the description. Every bit helps me keep this adventure going. I'll also put your name in the credits.